Okay, so I'm going to use Cardano as my example because I invested in this coin myself. I invested around this day right here on the 18th. So this was the range that I purchased at. As you can see, the price was 1.9640 around that range. And then the market just like dipped, as you can see, big dip here, big dip, and then starts picking up again. And this is the trend that it's on at the moment. So, some possible lessons that I've learned and that you can implement. Whenever I invest, as I said, I was anticipating a dip. As you can see, I was under the impression that it was a good time to buy. Since it was going on a through a dip. Um, the main reason being that it reached a peak and then dip happens and then a correction happens. So that's a common trend in crypto. Correction just means that goes up and then it goes down, goes up. It's just like a wave, right? So that's what they mean by a correction. So I was under the impression that it was going through the down dip of the correction and then it was going to go through the parabola of increasing back up, and I had the intention of selling like around here in my mind. But anyway, so let's pretend that if I had done that, if I had waited a little bit longer, but you never know. Sometimes you just get lucky and sometimes you just got to time it right. So some things that I learned from this experience was that had I waited right for the current price, so let's pretend that this was the current price. So had I waited when I checked it and it was on a negative trend, the reason why it was on a negative trend, as you can see based off the graph, is just dipping, right? So that's how it was going through a negative trend. So assuming that it was, which it was, I should have waited an additional hour when I checked it. So these are just some suggestions of what I'm recommending to you that you can potentially apply. So if it is going through a negative trend dip and you check the price at that particular moment, you would want to, give it some time. The reason why you would want to give it some time is that whenever you might check the price and say that you check it and you check it right and you see that it's close, very close to the lowest, but it's on a downtrend. What that means is that there's a very high chance that it's going to continue going on a downtrend. So some things in order to avoid and to maximize your potential of profiting, what you would want to do is to kind of give yourself some additional time to study the market. If you happen to be awake, you don't want to keep yourself up all night long. So what you want to do if it is on a negative trend is that you want to keep an eye on it over a period of you know um, a range of different hours. So you'll see that I began by observing it after 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 12 hours, 20 hours. So this is pretending that nighttime hit, you go to sleep, you wake up, and then you check it in the morning. Check it in the morning. If you see that it's still going through a negative trend, you want to take a look at the chart. Remember, the chart will help you determine how it's doing, so you can see the week, right? So that's actually what I did when I was looking over it. Uh, and I saw that it was going through a dip, right? And that's why I decided to purchase at that particular time. So if you know that it is going through a dip after 20 hours, you would want to wait an additional 24 hours. So you're waiting 2 days. And at that point, if it continues dipping at 2 days, then you would want to invest more and more. So the strategy that I'm referring to here is focused on investing during these times. So these are the prime times to be investing if it's on a negative trend. All right, I'll see you guys.